What's up, guys? This is your boy James, aka 68J, coming to you on this Thursday. And I'm super excited as I have a legend in this space. I mean, this guy is the man. And you can't talk about crypto without talking about the Bearable Bull, a celebrity, one of the most sought after mindsets in the space. Guys, I'm so privileged and honored to have him on the show. Bearable Bull, how you doing, my friend?
Dude, I don't even think I should speak after that introduction. I don't even think I'm worthy of that one, though. But I appreciate the words that you've used to describe me deeply. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you,
brother. Hey, man, it's I remember when I first got into space and I learned about who you were and started sharing your content and really just diving into all the things that your mindset. And it's amazing for me. I've done a lot of things from pro ball to doing some really remarkable things in my life, but to be so passionate about the space and then to meet and hang out and talk to someone I consider a friend in this space is definitely an honor, my friend. I appreciate you in a major way.
Of course.
So, my first question before we even get into crypto, who is the Bearable Bull prior to crypto, if you don't mind asking that question?
Dude, that's very difficult for me to actually get into in my entirety because I enjoy keeping a low profile, as a lot of people clearly know. I actually made my first live speech ever at the XRP Gold Coast conference, and I came in with a mask covering my face because I take my anonymity very seriously. And the reason I decided to start my channel off that way is because I understood that if XRP is what we really believe it is, that that's inevitably, if you talk about it enough, you'll gain traction on the internet. And then once you put your face on the internet somewhere, you can't take it back. So it was a conscious decision to not put too much out there for the internet to judge. I just wanted to be a beacon of free speech and talk honestly about what I believe the truth to be. And I guess you could say I'm an advocate for free speech, and I'm diametrically opposed to the lizard people. I think you could say that. Before crypto, though, I'd like to call myself a professional failure,
right?
Because a lot of people need to understand that you fail upwards, and the only true failure is quitting on yourself.
Right.
I struggled a lot after college in order to find my footing in the world. I tried a lot of different things that inevitably just ended up not working out. And then I stumbled into the 2016 into 2017 crypto bull run. And that's when my perspective on this reality changed forever. I was always looking for like a stock market that made sense to me, and the stock market that we see in the world today doesn't really make sense to me at all, because it is rigged and manipulated, and you have all these barriers to entry, and you can get in pre-IPO opportunities like the people who really get all the money. With crypto, I just saw a revolution in people's ability to get into these opportunities without being gate kept away from the profit. So I just found the path forward through crypto. Ironically enough, like the way I stumbled upon crypto was through a friend who was getting weed delivered to him online, because that was one of Bitcoin's original use cases. He was
right.
Like, some weed shipped to him, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, bro, I'm making so much money just sitting on this digital money while I'm waiting for my weed to come in. I'm like, that's an unbelievable experience, and I hope nothing but the best for you. but it's always the people that stretch the limits that end up doing phenomenally well. And to me, it was always interesting to observe how the path paved for most of us didn't lead to prosperity, and it was always the delinquents and the dropouts and the rebels that ended up living the life that a lot of us want to aspire to live. So you could just call me a delinquent, my friend. Let's say
No, man, I love it, brother. I love it. And your story is phenomenal. Everyone has a unique story on how they discovered crypto. So let me ask you this. you discovered what? Like when your friend told you about it, was it this shiny thing called Bitcoin? What was the actual thing that you saw in the beginning?
Well, in the real beginning, I first heard about Bitcoin in 2012 when it was purely Silk Road, dark web transactions, Tor browser nonsense.
Okay.
I stumbled upon a documentary about Silk Road and that type of stuff in 2012. But so I immediately, in my mind, being a law-abiding citizen, of course, in every fucking way,
right.
I said to myself, I am not going to touch this. This sounds illegal. Right. Right. Of course. So 4 years later, when I see that the thing is up like 3,200% over 4 years, I'm like, okay, well, there's something here that I'm not understanding. So let me at least speculate. I threw some money in through Coinbase, and inevitably I found Ethereum as well. I was able to get into Ether at around like $8, but sold it all at 40.
Wow.
And then inevitably watched the road to 1,400 within a couple months. That was an interesting experience, to say the least.
Yeah, I bet.
But you live and you learn and you grow and you see a lot happen. But that was really my first introduction. It was Bitcoin, then Ether, then I stumbled into the altcoin dark web, and XRP wasn't really like, I used to have a anti-XRP stance until the bear market really hit, and I said to myself, wow, I lost so much money that I could have had so quickly. Let me take this space more serious. And I saw that Ripple was partnering with all these banks and FIs, and then I looked into all the fucking riddles that made me think 589 was coming in 2018, and then I got into the fundamentals. So I've been through a treacherous journey, my friend, but it's led me to a great place. I think we're in a great place now, and a lot has been learned.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, brother. I mean, it's amazing hearing your story because it's different than most. Like you said, you took a stance against until you realized what it was, and it's just such an amazing story. I think one of the things that I think we're feeling right now is as we see, and I'm going to get into some of these questions here in a little bit, but as we see things fold out, as far as obviously Judge Annalisa Torres ruling that XRP is not a security, July 13th, 2023. We've seen various victories on Ripple's part. We've seen the SEC be caught in many lies to the point where the judicial system and judges have called them unethical, liars, and many other things. And then you see this case with Coinbase and the SEC where secondary sales are not considered a security. Now all of a sudden there's this $2 billion ridiculous asking price, which we'll get into here in a little bit. So I think I saw a post earlier and I shared it where someone had said, thank God, we didn't see it in the beginning yet. It was horrific, but thank God we were the first ones attacked, because now while everything else is in chaos and a lot of people aren't really certain of what's going to happen to, their projects or whatever, we're at the latter end of it. And I think that's one of the things that's really exciting right now more than ever for those who've really been through the fire with XRP. Would you agree with that?
No, absolutely, dude. I'm just at the point, I'm not even keeping track on the case anymore. I don't care. I got the ruling I wanted to see.
That's right.
And any fine Ripple needs to pay is a fart in the wind on their balance sheet, to be fair.
Exactly.
It'll just help with XRP sell pressure, if I'm
Right.
being honest, because they do still sell XRP to fund business practices, but with the Ripple stablecoin coming very soon, you have an opportunity for new revenue models, and that's what I'm very excited about as well. So
yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I want to shift it over to something that I would definitely like your opinion on. John Deaton. What do you think him running right now against Elizabeth Warren means for crypto, win or lose? Do you think it's great for the crypto community as a whole?
It's an honor to be associated with and be a friend of the future senator of Massachusetts. That's really all I have to say. Is like it's an honor, and he's going to absolutely make a dent in the universe. There's a shift in the public opinion and perception of our politicians, and that's very important because that makes me cautiously optimistic about America as a whole. I fundamentally believe politicians are corrupt to their core, and the more we could take away the deeply entrenched ones, the better society will be. I mean, dude, forgive me. I don't know how old you are, but I'm so tired of seeing all these dinosaurs, these boomers clinging on to power. They have all the money, they have all the homes, they have all the stocks. They inside trade the stocks. They take your tax dollars and funnel it through bureaucracy to line their pockets through Ukraine. We're not gonna get I don't want to get you banned yet, but we could go there.
Yeah,
we could. I'm just. John Deaton said on stage in Australia, "I'm running because my daughter didn't think I could win because corrupt people always win in America," and he literally ran to prove her wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
So yeah, that's really my take on it. I'm really excited to see what he can do. I hope he gives her a fucking show. That's really it. I hope he gives her a fucking show.
Yeah. Yeah, and and we need it, man. I mean, I think John Deaton really is the epitome of the little guy. Came from welfare, which is something that was really big for me. And my brother's actually on the stream right now. Shouts out to J Mac. And we were raised on welfare. We were raised in the hood. We were raised on hard times. We were raised in poverty and questioning everything. And I think that's the thing that.
Where are you from, brother?
Brooklyn, Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York.
That's dope.
I appreciate it. And we were very fortunate to find sports and some other things that helped us out. But in the same aspect, that's what John Deaton to me represents as the little guy, the underdog. And I love how every time there's an issue, whether it was Coinbase, who, they were quick to take XRP off their exchange, but he was there. Whether it was Library, he was there. I mean, he just stands up for the truth. He stands up for justice. And I think we need someone like that representing us. And so, no, it's definitely a huge honor to know John. I was one of the guys that submitted my information to him, the 75,000 he was representing, and just means the world, to me and everything that he's doing. And going back to some of the statements you made in regards to, what we're dealing with the SEC, I think this is all about control. I think this is all about keeping people enslaved in the system that's not set up for us to win. It's about the matrix. And I think that's the problem they have, because you got those Elizabeth Warrens and people like her, $150,000, $200,000 salaries. How are you worth, $100 million? How are you worth 200 million? I mean, this makes no sense. And so this is definitely about keeping people down. And I think the problem that they have, Bearable Bull, is that crypto, in my opinion, allows people to dream again. I mean, I think that's really what it's about. Like, someone like yourself come out of college, like, oh, do I go out there and build someone else's dream? No, you found this thing that can, even at a young age, that can change the dynamics of your family's history to come. And I don't think they like that narrative, because it defies the matrix of what they've created to keep our mindset as a people, not as a race, but as a people enslaved, where we do just enough not to get fired. They pay us just enough not to quit, and then we look forward to retiring on a percentage what barely got us by in the first damn place. Your opinion on that?
When there's a perception that the system is just, you can maintain a certain level of slavery on the masses.
Yeah.
But now we're at the end stage of their Ponzi. The American Ponzi scheme is almost over. America's always been a scam. When it first was founded, to a certain degree, it wasn't. I like the principles.
That's right.
But then there was slavery. Scam.
That's right.
Scam the whole race of people from the labor that they use in order for them to build up their capital and be on a level playing field. So that was the scam.
Yeah.
Then the Federal Reserve, when it was implemented, boom, scam. Money's a scam now. Then all these wars are a scam. Everything's a scam. Send all your tax money to Ukraine, but then we can print money out of thin air.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a scam. Everything's a scam. Now they don't even care about hiding the numerous scams. They're bringing in people who don't pay any taxes, shoving them everywhere in the country to vote illegally. Forgive me, I'm gonna get you banned today.
No, bro. Trust me. Speak the truth. No.
It is what it is. We're almost there, bro. Fuck it. It's 2024. We're living in the Book of Revelation.
That's right. Facts.
Who cares? Everything's a scam. America's a scam. The stock market's a scam. We have to accept that everything is a scam. And once you do, you could just have fun again. Let's have fun again. There's a void. There's a thinning of the veil of control right now. And the people that can see it can work and operate in the current system that is collapsing in real time while preparing to step into the new system ahead of the game. Right? That is all I'm teaching. There will be a moment in history where I will be diametrically opposed to XRP because I understand that it will inevitably be used in the system of control. And I'll be like, hey, everyone, you know, like, you remember how everyone was like a Ripple cuck for the entirety of 7 years during this SEC case? Now it's time to look at this shit and be like, oh, this AI Neuralink chip with my digital wallet that I need to implant into my skin. I'm opposed to that, but you change my behavior during the COVID vaccine mandate bullshit in order to need to be required to wear this. And I don't believe in it. So fuck you.
Right.
That's where we're headed. That moment will come in like 2029, 30, whatever. It's coming. Are people prepared for it? Like the preparation needs to be made now by getting rich from this opportunity. There's a brief moment window now. Memes are going to the moon. This is your chance. I don't engage in the meme culture, my friend. I don't. But if all of you do and make hundreds of Ks, I'm not mad at you. Just use that responsibly and get into the real game. Just don't be like the JPEG motherfuckers that had $500,000 and these apes. I was telling so many NFT trolls, sell your JPEGs for a home, buy your mother a house. They didn't do it.
Oh yeah, they got cut up, man. They got cut. They were waiting for more zeros to drop off. They're waiting for more zeros. No,
now I'm frustrated. Now I'm frustrated. I'm just thinking about it, bro. We're in a living scam, and then scams are over here making millionaires. And these people who are becoming millionaires have no sense of reality.
Right.
I'm frustrated.
No, bro, you're right. And I think that's something that we rarely talk about is that I would say a big, I don't know what percentage of people who create memes that they really don't have any real world value or utility. And it's about the people who created them becoming super wealthy while you think you're waiting for zeros to drop off and they're ready to head out to the moon with what they've made. So no, I'm, but then you do have some, some that actually do something. You got, a billionaire that's back in Doge and that sent it to the moon. And there's, and then you got some people that are, a big enough community that gets behind some of these coins like Shiba. Well, it's funny because the people, which we're going to talk about here shortly, who created Fruition Productions, they did exactly that. They were able to get in to some of these memes, make millions, go into another meme, make tons of millions, and then jump out and get into real world assets, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But I want to direct this question over to Ripple. And in your opinion, do you feel that Ripple is a solid company? I know it might be a stupid question, but I definitely like to get your take on that. And if so, why?
Yeah, I believe your net worth is your net worth, and Ripple is literally in bed with the most powerful people in the world. They've been in the rooms with the money printers. They're establishing meetings where new money is being created. Rosie Rios, whose name is on 95% of all the US dollars in the world, is on their board. Sandy O'Connor, the powerhouse of Chase, world renowned, is on Ripple's board. And dude, it's like, it's so blatantly just, if the only reason Ripple is looked down upon in crypto is because like they're a central entity and it's so in bed with the government that people are like, rebel against the government because it stands against what we believe in.
Right.
Narrative nonsense. Who cares? If Ripple were just a stock in the stock market in and of itself, the whole world would want all of it. Right. So they create a digital coin that's directly pegged to their efforts to a certain extent, and now it's become decentralized enough with retail use cases, and now it's relisted on all U.S. exchanges and passed a lawsuit. And you're going to argue with me that it's not likely to go up to new all-time highs this run? I mean, it's stupid. It's fun. Like, if you want to argue with me about the past and the lawsuit and how it hasn't got, fine. There's nothing to argue. You're absolutely correct. But now that we've weathered the storm and we're here now, this is one of the best investments in the world, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
And Ripple, the company, is as well. I would recommend getting Ripple stock on Link2 if you haven't done so already. I recommend both of them. They're a phenomenal opportunity.
No, I agree with you wholeheartedly, and it brings me to another question. Hearing you say that, and you don't just talked about memes. Why do you think more people don't see what we see, Bearable Bull? Because the thing that gets me is you got people that are, and I kind of know the answer to this. I think it comes down to business versus just looking for a lottery ticket. If you don't understand business, you just won't get it. If you don't do your research, you just won't get it. Everyone's looking for a lottery ticket. Everyone's looking for that casino slot machine. I just want it fast and quick. And I think, they look at these meme coins taking off. Why don't more people understand the real value when you see when everything went to crap, when everything went from 68,000 back down to 15 and some change, everyone was running. Banks were running. CEOs were running. They were laying off. They were taking off out of the country. They were shutting down. But Ripple kept building, expanding, acquiring some of the most brilliant minds around the world, acquisitions. I mean, why do you think people aren't getting that, in your opinion?
The boomers are too old to understand this technology, and their money is tied up in their retirement programs. That's one. They have the majority of the money. Generation X is just starting to plan for retirement and preparing for all that, and maybe they're more interested in real estate. Millennials are perennially impoverished. They're broke. Any little money they have, they may have swung some Bitcoin and that's it, but they're just trying to survive. And Gen Z is fundamentally broken. TikTok culture is prevalent. These people can't think properly. The majority of society has a below average IQ. 50% of the population is dumber than average, my friend. And we are amongst all of them. We're amongst all of them.
Yep.
This is high IQ shit. I'm not trying to be like float my own boat. That's not, no.
You're speaking facts.
Trying to understand crypto in and of itself is high IQ.
Yep.
Then trying to understand banking as a whole separate thing is high IQ. Then putting crypto, investing, and banking together into one thing, you're phenomenally ahead in the game. And then to have the balls to risk it on a coin that has gone through an SEC case when memes and dogs are going to the moon in JPEGs, dude. Of course, I understand. Do you? I think you understand. Like the funny stuff, that's fun. You can imagine being 20 with your friends. You just made your first like $2,000 check, and you see that these dogs are going apeshit and creating millionaires. You're just like, what's the next dog? Oh,
Yeah.
let's put it in this one. And imagine you actually make a return. That's the problem.
Yep.
It's reinforced bad behavior.
Yeah, I saw something crazy the other day, Bearable Bull, where they were showing somebody put on X, somebody put in like $69 in some meme that was on Solana, and it turned into 2 million. That's the problem. But
that's the problem, because those stories got mainstream traction. It's a problem with information and how information is distributed, because they'll look at that one success story relative to like hundreds of thousands failures and complete annihilation of capital. It is a casino. But people like the casino. I like Vegas. Do you like Vegas, bro?
Yeah.
Vegas is a good time.
I live in Vegas. I moved back to Vegas.
I'm sure investing in some shit coins are a good time, bro. I really do.
Yeah, it's one of the things that it's okay, if it to always. I've got this 70-20-10 dollar cost average type philosophy that I pitch out. And again, it's not financial advice, but I always say, 70-20-10 is how you should invest. If you're going to put 10% of what you have into taking chances like that, great. But don't go putting your house and your car and your children's future on a freaking meme coin. I just think that's where people get screwed. And then the thing that really gets me as well is, why don't people, kind of asking that question, you can't understand this company, right? Ripple, you can't understand because it's at 60-something cents, but damn it, do you realize that Bitcoin was 50 cents, less than a penny at some point? I mean, what do you got? So to kind of lead up into that, I want to show you, if you don't mind, I'm going to put this up on the screen here. It was on my X page. It's a video that I did with this guy, Edo Farina. I want you to listen to it and let me know what you think. So when I sit up here and I get frustrated about people who don't get, and they think it's a joke with, you know, Joe Katz and Brad Garlinghouse and Chris, all these guys are just crazy. Really? Satoshi was crazy too? Was everybody crazy when you could get, you know, Bitcoin, a Bitcoin for 50 cents or less than a penny? I mean, last time I checked, it's 70-something thousand now. Is it still a joke? I don't care what people think about it. Is it a joke? So regardless of your mindset, history is going to repeat itself with something that's even greater than Bitcoin. XRP, they're not even on the same page. The reason you think Bitcoin is greater than XRP is because of the damn price, not because of what it actually does. If you think that, you're crazy, right? So people who were working at McDonald's last year, and all of a sudden they're a big time YouTuber, and they're telling you, I'm a genius because I understand Bitcoin and crypto. Wait a minute, really? Do you understand business? Are you a shiller? Are you taking responsibility for the things that you say? See, people who understand business follow successful people. Right? We all get it. And so I think that's really the narrative that people have to understand. If you're in this long term, know what you hold. People say it all the time, know what you hold. And I think that's what it really comes down to, Edo. So that was something I put out here not too long ago. Isn't that what it's about? People just don't understand. You know, they'll believe in this thing called Bitcoin. There's nothing wrong with it. I got in early, so I'm not going to sit here and down talk it. But you can't really compare the two. And the fact that they can't understand at one point that was also 60 cents. You know, but you got this thing that's built to be way better. Why don't they get it, in your opinion?
They don't understand. They likely don't read enough. There's a great book I read called The Essays of Warren Buffett that just talked about Warren Buffett and how he managed Berkshire Hathaway. And then I'm sure right now there's somebody in the comments that are listening to this that's like, oh, fuck, Warren Buffett. Well, he's a boomer. Well, he's the most successful investor of all time.
That's right.
From what I can tell, right? I mean, I don't know. You watching this channel right now are likely broker than Warren Buffett. I don't know why you don't listen to him. True. Listening to him, the recently passed Charlie Munger, rest in peace. Those two together are powerhouse, and understanding what they look for when it comes to putting their money somewhere. It's like, look for a place that's sustainable, that has a good cash flow, that can grow. And like, dude, back in 2012, like this is what people need to understand. You need to identify a problem in the marketplace, a pain point that's massive, and also look at where the world is trending, right? You need to identify both of those things and then say to yourself, what can fix this that exists right now? And once you find that, go all in, understand it. Like, I understand Swift because I've used international wire transfers. So because I understand and use this, I know that 6% of the time Swift fails and I have to pay ungodly fees.
Yep.
Right. XRP tries to solve this. Some other cryptos are trying to solve this. Let me get in this payment space. I'm not a maxi, bro. I'm not all in on XRP. I also understand that AI is going to solve a major pain point. Automation is very important. Human labor is out the door. So I diversify in some other cryptos. AGIX, I got into that baby at 8 cents, bro. Now it went up to 140 just a couple weeks ago. Take some profits, move it around, do your thing.
That's right.
But you have to be diversified. What's another trend that I think is going to be inevitable? Data monetization. Facebook, Google, all these social media, they're destroying you. They're milking your data. That's digital oil. That's your digital wealth, your digital currency. And they're selling it endlessly, even to scammers. You're getting scammed by the platforms you use. You don't read the terms and conditions.
That's right. Yeah, you're right.
So identify, okay, we're going to be automated out of existence. Maybe we should look for a social media platform that gives us control of our data and search engine too. And then, like, the future is making money based on everything you do right now. That searching on your history, boom, make money.
That's right.
Post on Instagram, make money. Imagine Instagram had NFTs that would pay you for likes.
Wow.
That'd be insane, right?
Crazy. That'd be crazy. Let me ask you this: how big is that stablecoin news that just came out about Ripple? Because you got some people going, "Oh my God, wait a minute! Does that mean XRP is going to be only worth $1?" I'm like, "What? I mean, is BNB only worth $1 because of BUSD? I mean, what is your opinion on? Is that super bullish for Ripple XRP as a whole?"
I made a video about the stablecoin news and how I know you can find this too. Every single member of Ripple's team and board, all simultaneously, when that news was announced, went out and said, "This is massive."
Yeah.
Never has anyone from Ripple ever shilled anything they've done to that capacity. And that right there is what they chose to highlight. My friends, liquidity is the name of the game. New income streams are coming for Ripple. XRP is going to there's going to be less sell pressure on the XRP coin in and of itself from this as well. This is just utility and adoption, credibility, Medico being used even further. Can we even talk about the gold-backed stablecoin through Medico and HSBC? Is that allowed, or are people going to say it's a scam and not real? Ripple's not involved in any way. I'm patiently waiting.
Yeah. I think what it is that people just can't fathom the possibilities. I think it's scary. And I remember, I believe it was Jim Rohn who said, when you can't imagine something more than you created, it's hard to believe. Meaning that if you made 100,000 a year and someone tells you can make 100,000 a month, you're like, what? Nah, it's not possible. Yeah. And so it's upgrading your thinking. I love Jim Rohn and some of the quotes that he had put
Dude,
out.
I've seen people make 10 million in a day.
That's crazy.
Off shitcoin, trading shitcoins. I know someone who shorted FTX the day of.
Jeez.
Perhaps.
Unbelievable.
Like he saw it going down, boom. Shorted, done.
Jeez.
Revolutionized in one day.
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, the next question I want to get into is something that we talked about just momentarily, just a moment ago. It was Fruition Productions. What is your thoughts on that documentary, XRP Unleashed, the ETHGate scandal? Do you think what they're doing is important for crypto as a whole?
I'm a big supporter of open source information and people putting time and effort into reporting what they believe to be factually true. I think a lot of people that watch from the sidelines and don't provide any value to the world have the loudest and strongest opinions of critique. I'll always say, well, I want to see your movie or your YouTube channel or your opinions. Can you provide me a link or a reference? And when people do put in the work, you have something to show. And when you don't, you should be easily dismissed. You shouldn't even be part of the conversation. What's going on right now with ETHGate, I think, is about to. I don't know what's going to happen because ETHGate is so. It's so balls deep Illuminati. It's not even funny. forgive that phrase, but that's true. Like right. That's Ethereum is balls deep. JP Morgan will not fail in any way. Nothing they put money in will fail in any way. They are the mafia. They will send shooters. They don't care. They don't care. Right. They don't care. They control the world.
You're right.
So ETH isn't going to fail now. And that's when it comes to, will they have to go through legal hurdles, and will maybe some execs go to jail? Maybe. I don't know. I don't really even, I just want to see for me personally as a person, just the acknowledgement that the XRP army was right about it all.
That's it.
That's it. Because we've been right about a lot.
That's right.
But the only reason we're discredited is because we're all impoverished because of the SEC.
Exactly.
And there was actually a Bank of International Settlement study on crypto communities, and they said that the XRP community was the smartest and most educated one.
Wow.
In terms of like degrees and education and stuff like that. And that for high IQ people that I believe the XRP community to be correct about everything, but still not have made the money that many other things could have made is so frustrating.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so frustrating. You know, it's like we're right about everything. We're on the money. We have the facts, but where's our money?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's clearly injustice that was done here, and I just want that acknowledgement. And if someone goes to jail, I hope it's Jay Clayton and Bill Hinman. If anyone else goes to jail, I think it won't happen, but I want to see Gary Gensler and Sam Bankman-Fried start a podcast together. I think that would be fantastic, bro. I just want to know what happened in those closed door meetings.
Oh gosh.
I just want to know, was the rug pull planned? Is that what it was, Gary? Was it planned?
Did you say a podcast with Sam Bankman-Fried and Jay
Bankman-Fried? Yeah, from jail.
Well, bro, what would they call it? Don't drop the soap podcast. I mean, what would you call that?
How to rug pull America slowly.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. No, I mean it's and kind of talking about that. You brought up something right now with the SEC, and the thing that got me Bearable Bull is, you saw Gary Gensler get on all these these congressional hearings. He got on all these shows. They would ask him questions about how did ETH get a free pass? Is it a security? And he just mum was the word. He didn't answer any questions. Obviously he was answering to a higher corrupted power. Then all of a sudden he says ETH is a security. And I guess my question is, why now? Like, why do that now? And the only thing that I could personally come up with after being confused like everybody else is like, is this about just smoke and mirrors, like giving us a falsified truth or justice because we have been wrong? Okay, well let's go ask the Ethereum so they can get the Ethereum ETS approved. Like, I just don't understand the reasoning for that now. Your opinion?
Yeah, and this is only my opinion. I think Gary Gensler is an agent of chaos. I think despite the inception of Ethereum and the ICO and some of the people behind it and ETHGate with the SEC individuals having conflicts of interest that are pro Ether. Aside from that, the Ethereum token is very important for the health of the crypto space. Quite honestly, 95% of crypto has been birthed from Ethereum. I call Ethereum the mother of crypto,
right?
To be very fair, and to sacrifice ETH in a way in which it's classified as a security, maybe, or maybe there's a lot of controversy around the Ethereum Foundation, I think causes chaos in the marketplace, uncertainty, things like that. And ultimately, that's what it's about. Like they don't want us to make money. They hate that we have this technology. What's interesting is that ETH 2.0, like if ETH was staking, is in fact a security, and it's not really. Like in my opinion, just in my opinion. So it's like the SEC actually has grounds to, and does have a case here. Like, that's what's frustrating. It's like if they went after ETH and the Ethereum Foundation, they would likely have won that case. Yeah. And I think we may be at the point where, because of how thoroughly handed Ripple annihilated the SEC, I think that the SEC may be disempowered to the point where we might not even see justice in ETHGate or with Ethereum.
Yeah, no,
that's very possible. We may have passed the Rubicon.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, brother. I mean, think about this, and you give me your opinion on this.
And just, sorry to interrupt.
No,
I don't want anything negative to happen to the ETH token.
Me neither. Yeah.
Because that's not good for crypto, and that's missing the 8 ball.
No.
What I want to happen is to see some accountability for these executives and these SEC officials. That's really it. That's really all I want.
Yeah, and I think that's what Stephen Arrow is getting at too. Is like, he's like, look, he said from day one, I don't want to see Ethereum go down, but they created this monster. They let the monster get so big, and it's not it's those who created the monster. Do you get mad at the monster for being created, or do you go after those who created it and got rich off of it? So I just think at the end of the day, we're looking for justice. When and here's the thing: we don't have an ETHGate with XRP. We don't have a Stephen Nero saying, "I got all this proof that Brad and Chris was, I got."
There's no fraud found.
Nothing.
Nothing. They've had 4 years. They found nothing. They found some DMs, my friend, not even Twitter posts of Randy from South Park dragging his balls in a wheelbarrow and someone calling Brad Garlinghouse their daddy. That's funny. The best. That is legal evidence they used in the court of law to present to a U.S. judge that they have to look at. They're wasting tax dollars, on this horse shit.
Bro, I think they're going through like Brad and Chris's garbage looking at
I have the tweets. Taxes. I have the receipts live.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, bro. It's it's like you almost wondering if they're going through Brad and Chris's garbage can looking for like, did they pay taxes on this, or did they tip the way? I mean, they're looking for anything they can. Yeah,
living in the Matrix, and I hate using the Matrix analogy now because it's so overplayed. But we are literally living in a simulation. Everything's upside down. All of it's a lie. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done. I'm over.
Agree. No, I agree with you, brother. It's the biggest scam ever. Now let me ask you this, since we're talking about scams.
I'm on a roll.
And I want you to stay on the roll. So let's stay on the roll with this next question. Why $2 billion? That's just so ridiculous. It's not even the pragmatic sales, whatever it was. Was it like 700 something million dollars? Like, where did they get to? Where did they pull that number out of their butts from?
Negotiating from a position of weakness, you might as well shoot for the stars, right?
Jeez,
that's really what it is. To me, it just seems like, $2 billion. They know they're gonna not get anything near that, but they need to throw that out there to maybe like settle on something less that's mildly respectable, which is actually what I'll tell you what, that's actually one of the only smart things I've ever seen the SEC do in the past, half decade.
Wow.
That's probably it. That's all it is. That's all it is. Wow. I think if I had to give a guess, I'd say $50 to $100 million and that Ripple needs to pay.
Right. No, you're probably the third or fourth person I heard say that number. I think the $2 billion is just ridiculous. But would you agree or disagree that them giving a number almost leads to one thinking that, hey, maybe a settlement's on its way because it's a number. Even if it's a ridiculous number, it's a number. Because if Ripple did just throw the okay, here's $2 billion, is it over then? So is that the start of possibly a settlement discussion?
Yeah, I think they've been having them for a while. I think then they have a settlement conference or a settlement discussion in New York the other day. I think Brad and Stu Alderati both attended a settlement meeting with the SEC. So I think that was a required one, but one nonetheless. And I wouldn't be shocked to see one this month at all. That's not me trying to instill FOMO or hype for anyone. I'm just objectively looking at the state of the market, and the XRP chart. I've been saying for around the past year and a half that 2024 in April was going to be an interesting time for it, and it's looking even more so like that. So I would like that as a news catalyst wouldn't shock me at all.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see something concluding with this case in this period in time.
Well, here's the thing that we do know, my friend, is that they need money, and they keep asking the government for it, but the government's kind of looking at them like, you guys are a bunch of lies. You're making us look bad. You're losing. You're lying. You're getting caught. We don't want to give you anything, so you might want to go over there and settle with Ripple, see if you can get something from them.
Yeah, see if you could get something from them. Yeah. And it's like, look, I'm sure Ripple has had open pocketbooks ready to sign the check.
Oh yeah,
at some point, and that they're just like, no. The punishment is the time spent. It's not being found guilty. That's what it is.
Yeah.
In the court of law, you could be exonerated completely, and it could have taken 3 years. The 3 years is painful.
Yeah, brother. I think was it Stuart Alderete last year? I was at the XRP Las Vegas event, and somewhere around that time, he had said, "Look, Brett's, give us a number. He's ready to write a check, but we're this is before Judge Annalisa Torres is ruling. He's like, but there's not going to be a security deal and all this stuff, and it has to be clear that we're not a security, and everything else has to be dropped. Well, that didn't happen, and then all of a sudden we get Judge Annalisa Torres' ruling, and I think now Ripple's at the point. If I'm just
Ripple's really in a position to where they could really spend almost nothing. They technically could.
Yep. Yeah,
they technically could. I'm sorry to interrupt, but
no, bro, you hit it on the nose. That's exactly what, like it's like you waited so long, and we went through all this crap. Now it's like, why do we want to settle? We might as well just go and finish it out. I mean, so. Yeah, I don't know. I think they will settle, but I don't think it's what everyone thinks they're going to have to pay because they waited too long. They probably could have asked for some money last year and probably got 2 or 3 times that amount. It actually came out of Stuart Alderete's mouth. He said something like, it was like 750 million that was in that was being talked about as far as what could be considered.
Because brother, just imagine how much money Ripple could have continued to make with their sales of XRP.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
With XRP having a non-security designation and being at a higher price.
Right.
That's nothing to them.
That's right.
So it was just the SEC. The law it takes a long time. If you want to debate with me about whether like Ripple was in knowing that they were getting sued and they were okay with that, and I don't know. That's speculative talk, and that's all fine. I believe in any and all possibilities, but it's almost over to the casual retail investor standing by. We're almost over. The XRP army's battered and bruised, bro. We just need some bread.
Yeah.
Give me my profits, please. Shit.
No, I'm with you, brother. And shouts out to the almost 1,000 people that we're approaching just after 40-something minutes live on X and YouTube. Shouts out to you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys in a major way. That's amazing. So the next question is, you just talked about retail, and I think a lot of times retail, especially those who don't get it, we're retail, but there's different retail. There's retail who've done their research and understand what we hold, and there's retail looking for a scratch where they get frustrated as soon as things don't go their way. For the retail aspect of it, who are looking at market cap and going, just and they're frustrated and don't understand it doesn't have anything to do with market cap, but more of when it's embraced for the utility that it is and for what it was created for. I personally think that we'll move up when the market moves up. We'll go down when the market goes down. But I believe that there will be a time where XRP will distance itself from the rest of the market once it's embraced for what it was really created for. My question to you is, do you feel the same? And with that being said, and again, we're not financial advisors, and I know you probably don't want to even do this, but it's in the questions, and that is, where do you see, and you don't have to give a price, what do you see XRP in the short term versus the long term, if you don't mind answering that question?
By the end of this bull run, I believe XRP could get to a $15 to $20 price realistically, and I wouldn't be shocked. I think conservatively, and a $9 to $10 target is more conservative that I think it can reach. In the short term, XRP can get to any level, to be honest with you, any level below the all-time high, and I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
Like at any given moment, XRP can violently go up 100%, 200%, 300%. We've known and seen this numerous times. It's just contingent on enough volume and a significant enough news event. And I think the news event that could send XRP parabolic is a complete settlement ending conclusion with the SEC. Just because it does create like institutional level question marks, and when they're so conservative like that, these banks are, they just want to make sure that I's are dotted and T's are crossed, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I think XRP can realistically go by the end of the bull run in the short term. And then what was the other part of the question?
It was as far as the let's see, what did I say here? I think you answered it, actually. I think you might have answered it. Yeah, so what I'll do at this point, let me do this. Let me go here and ask you guys to do me a huge favor. Go over and support my brother, the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, the Bearable Bull. You can go do that at X at the Bearable Bull. And you can also support him if you go over and you click this little link here. It will actually take you over to this link right here, which is the Bearable Bull, the man, the myth, the legend. You go over here and you guys can see it's a link tree, all the ways that you can connect with this guy, this brilliant, his brilliant mindset, and really follow everything that he's talking about. And if you want to actually see some of his videos, do me another favor and go over to the Bearable Bull's YouTube channel. Guys, you guys will catch some life-changing information. This guy is one of the most sought-after guys in the space. All his content, is shared throughout the ecosystem. So I'm really fortunate, really lucky to have him on this show. You guys continue to come in. Wow, we just went to 1,200 in a matter of just a couple moments. That's incredible. 1,200 live.
Send out a little retweet, bro. I got you.
Thank you. Hey, man, that's crazy, brother. I appreciate it midway. So you just brought up something about the price. And I personally believe that a lot of people are going to miss it. And it really makes me sick. It hurts me to my core because the reason that I got into this Bearable Bull is because, coming from a poor background, coming from nothing, I realized, okay, hey, God gave me 6'8". He gave me a frame to go play basketball.
You're 6'8"?
Yeah, that's my name, 6'8", J 6'8". Yeah, I played pro ball.
Dude, that's fantastic.
Yeah, but here's the point, and I appreciate that. Not everybody's going to be 6'8". Not everybody's going to have the Bearable Bull's mindset coming out of college. Not everybody's going to have an arm like Peyton Manning. Not everyone's going to sing like Elvis Presley. So the point I'm making is, would you agree in this statement that crypto is something that is going to allow people to dream again? Because so many of us, man, I know you're probably fairly a young guy, but some of us, man, came out the gate. We had kids early. We had responsibility. We had this, and it just killed our dreams. Crypto, and I love what Raw Powell says. He says, "Don't F this up. Don't F this up." It's something I play. Don't mess up this life-changing opportunity to allow you to dream again. Would you agree with that when it comes to opportunity for people?
Are you familiar with the story of Pandora's box?
I've heard of it.
In Pandora's box, it was filled with diseases, famine, violence, and death. And it was warned not to open the box, but inevitably curiosity killed the cat, and the box was open, and boom, all hell rained loose on the earth. And the only thing that was put into that box to counteract all of the depravity that humanity had to fight against was hope. That was the balance that was given to humanity in the story of Pandora's box. So I believe hope is a very powerful thing. I think people need something to believe in. I think that's a big problem with the world and the country right now. We're relatively godless and we have no vision.
That's right.
We're addicted to dopamine hits that don't fulfill us. We wonder why.
That's right.
The world is going how it is. I would say in regards to hope in crypto, the hope needs to be being free enough to pay for your time back. Like once a human being has time on their hands, they can do really creative things and really meaningful things. Like helping people at a homeless shelter, fucking giving back to your own family. Maybe let's start there.
That's right. Yeah, no.
Raising better children that aren't addicted to TikTok and doom scrolling into the void. Right? How about
you're right.
How about that? It's fascinating the potential that humanity has at their fingertips. We have more tools than our parents and grandparents ever had. We can make money faster than ever before. We have more access to information ever, but we're doing worse. And there's something broken. And,
no, you're right. You're absolutely right. Now, I've got quite a few people asking, are you coming to XRP Las Vegas here in about 30 days?
I won't be in Las Vegas, unfortunately. I have some other things I have to take care of. But
okay.
But I hope everyone enjoys the event. It looks like it's going to be a very fruitful one. And yeah.
Now, we just talked about something, and I appreciate that, my brother. We just talked about something about people maybe not understanding the price of XRP's potential. And I believe that a lot of people are going to miss it. I want to show you something real quick here on my page and see what your thoughts are as far as my statements on this, if you don't mind.
Sure.
XRP will change most people's lives. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. But I also agree it's going to probably be one of the biggest regrets that people made, because again, if Allow Capital, who said a possibility of a $25,000 to $35,000 XRP by 2030, let's say they're 10% right. That's $2,500 to $3,500. Let's say they're 1% right. That's $250 to $350. Okay, screw them. Forget that. I mean, screw them, but forget that analogy. Let's go with Ripple itself. XRP, in order to work the way it has to globally, has to be at least $10,000. Okay, let's say they're 10% right. That's $1,000. Okay, let's say they're 1% right. That's $100. So my whole thing is, I think a lot of people are going to miss the 1% potential at $5 or $10, maybe $20. I think that's where people just have to have a solid plan, because I mean, $10 million isn't what it used to be back in the day. And again, that's not financial advice. I'm just saying people have to be smart. Everyone's going to have different levels. A $10 XRP changes a lot of people's lives. $100,000 changes a lot. So I'm not trying to dismiss that. All I'm saying is you should have levels of where you're cashing out. You have strategic levels of where you're cashing out, and I wouldn't go all out at a certain dollar. Again, that's not financial advice, but man, I don't know what's greater, to get $10 or to live with a life full of regretment if it potentially hits 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 or anything else that they're saying. It'd be crazy. Between all of us here, the stocks of Pepto-Bismol are going to go up because you're going to have a lot of sick people that missed the boat. $10.
So my question to you is, do you think, out of what I said there, a lot of people are going to miss the boat because, like I said, $5, $10 are out of there. $20 maybe they're out of there. They'll never be around for the long, because you hear, I don't know how many times you've heard, you probably get if you had $1 for every time you probably heard this, you'd probably be even richer than you are. And that is that people say, man, I wish I'd have gotten a Bitcoin at $1. Well, if you would have, you probably would have got out at $20 or $40 or whatever. Do you feel like a lot of people are going to miss the boat because of not understanding the true value of what it was created for?
I believe the only two regrets you'll have with XRP is not investing any money at all and completely selling all of it. Right? Everything in between is fair game, and people have different, like, dude, the problem with like YouTube and content creation is that it's only a one-way avenue of communication. Like, it's just me and you, like me and you are having a two-way avenue of communication.
Right.
Like, our message is just one way into people's ears, and people can't like deliberate based on their specific circumstance. Oh, like this strategy that works for these people,
right,
fits my level. Like somebody that's on the fringes that has 5,000 XRP, they go to $5. Like, they sell it all. Their whole life is a lot better.
Right.
But someone who's like 100,000 XRP and they sell it all at $5 just because like they're like, oh, price went up. Like I sold all of my ETH from at $40
right,
during the bull run, and it went to $1,400 because I thought that a 5x was a good return, and it is. It is. I made a 5x on ETH in 2 months.
Wow,
that's a lot of money. That's quick. And you hear all these boomers in the stock market saying, "Damn, like 5x that's a lot of money in just a couple months." So like 5x in a couple years, that's fantastic. So it's really situational, but I do believe that you should have a part of your XRP bag that you never sell. For me, that's 15% of my XRP. I'm never looking to sell it.
That's right.
By the time, like, I think XRP $15 to $20 this bull run is very realistic. And let's say if in my strategy, my exit strategy, I'd be selling 50% of my XRP by like $22. And then the rest is at higher levels until we get to that 15% forever bag that I'll never sell. Why? Because we could reach the hundreds of dollars and maybe the thousands of dollars one day. But the issue is people could be right one day with these higher XRP price levels, right?
Right.
Like XRP I could realistically see scenarios where XRP is worth over $1,000. Like I was there when I saw Binance go from 10 cents to $600.
Crazy.
I could have put money in it and I didn't.
Yeah.
I've seen multiple 1,000x gains.
Yeah.
XRP has a big chance to do that.
Yeah.
The problem is the time horizon. do you have to wait until 2030 to see it?
That's right.
Because if you do, you could have done a lot of money in the years in between, or
That's right.
a lot of things in the years in between to help you make more money in the real world and then put more. And then, so it's about cycles and understanding like the volatility in crypto, and when extreme peaks hit in the market, you have to take a lot off the table just because it's that's how the market has worked until further notice. So just I would recommend usually not selling all of your XRP, but also selling enough to make a significant difference in your immediate life.
Yeah. I agree with you. You're spitting facts, brother. You're spitting facts there. My question is, so since you brought that up, what do you see crypto in 5 years, between now and 2030, if you don't mind?
In 5 years, I think XRP will be the number one crypto on the planet. I think Ethereum will probably be within the top 5 still. Bitcoin will probably be in the top 5 as well. I think other extremely high quality technologies within the crypto space will gain more spotlight, and the usability of enterprise solutions and AI and automation and quantum resistant tech is going to win out. I'm a big believer that the best technology with the most developers is going to win. Like I've been the biggest proponent of HBAR since 1.8 cents, and I've been shilling this coin at the top of my lungs as my second largest holding for a long time, because it's so obvious to me that the technology is superior.
Right.
I think superior technology in a tech space is going to win.
Yeah.
Forgive me if that's blasphemy.
No.
Forgive me if that's blasphemy, but and it's frustrating to say now because the crypto culture is still degen nonsense.
That's right.
But the best tech will win. When everything is serious and there are trillions flowing, the tech will win.
I agree. Well said, brother. Well said.
With the best connections and the highest capabilities are going to win out. That's for the serious big boys. A lot of people aren't ready for that one yet, but
hopefully you guys are tuned in, man. We've got 1,700 live people between X and YouTube, and the Bearable Bull is a big reason for that. Thank you so much, brother. My next question would go into, as we finish up the last few questions here, your thoughts on, or your views on BRICS, Ripple, and the Bank of International Settlements.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Just basically just as far as BRICS, do you think they'll utilize the technology as we're all kind of anticipating, I guess?
Well, BRICS is fascinating more from a geopolitical angle for me, because outside of crypto, I'm very much a historian. I love geography, and I love like studying wars and the nature of like how these economic battles and war games are played and stuff like that. So like, to me, we're just positioning and posturing ourselves right now and aligning for World War III. Unfortunately, that's what it is. I mean, like in Israel, the Israel-Palestine conflict is really like gaining a lot of traction. Like I think a recent Iranian dude's children, like one of their high-level generals, their kids were murdered, and there are other people that are very upset about the situation. And then we still have Russia-Ukraine going on and is heightening right now. And then Taiwan is still in the reign of fire, as China has been saying, oh, we're going to absolutely take back Taiwan. And that's a declaration they made to their whole population. So watch out for that one. And Taiwan just happens to be the epicenter of the strongest and best chips in the world. Okay, well, the country that we're against in the world, that is the biggest technocracy and oppressive dictator or communist state, if they get their hands on the best tech and the AI, and they have the best AI, and their people are smarter than our people, that's going to be a problem. So I see how hardworking the Chinese citizens are, and how hardworking and intelligent they are, and also how hardworking and intelligent the Indian population is, and also how patriotic and behind their leader the Russian population is, and how and how they're aligning with anti-US dollar bodies, and they're aligning with countries that have natural resources and actual value. I'm concerned, to say the least, just from a geopolitical front.
Yeah.
Our enemies are uniting, and neutral countries are joining them. Interesting.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Like to the point where they got Iran and Saudi Arabia on the table, and they're like, "Yeah, can you just like stop fighting for a bit and let's deal with this big boy over here?" like you got a lot. You must be real bad if you getting them to talk like that. So
exactly.
yeah,
exactly. Your thoughts on CBDCs? Final question. Your thoughts on CBDCs, good or bad?
In terms of what?
As far as, a lot of people think it's scary. It's going to be bad for people using it. They'll track, they'll be able to stop or control what you spend. There's some other people saying there's some good to it. I mean, just your thoughts on CBDCs. Is it good for people? Is it bad for people? Should we be concerned? Should we embrace it? Is it inevitable? Just any thoughts that you might have on it.
Sure. I think being in this space has turned me into like a lot more of a Christian, I would say, because a lot of biblical prophecy I'm witnessing play out in real time.
Right.
Like the mark of the beast being one of them. And it specifically talks about not being able to buy or sell unless you have the specific mark. And to me, that's like some form of digital currency that's controlled. Fine. Like that's CBDCs to a certain degree. Fine. For Ripple and XRP, CBDCs will be great. I believe that we should profit as much as possible from the changing of the financial system in regards to the infrastructure of CBDCs and the infrastructure of which coins will help CBDCs interoperate, right? I think that's important to be aware of. But then down the road, CBDCs will be the biggest, most oppressive force in the world. I mean, let's be honest here. They've already primed our minds for CBDCs and whatever mark of the beast it could be, right? They locked us in our homes. They said if you don't get 15 boosters, you can't go see grandma, and you can't go eat food at a restaurant that you may want to go to unless you have your little piece of paper that is easily forgeable at any capacity. I mean, to be very honest with you, but that's besides the point. They mandated all of these things. This is the initial prepping and conditioning of the population. Boom. All right, great. But this time they couldn't really enforce it because they don't have the digital IDs. They don't have the AI robot dogs in order to shoot you in the streets in case you, in case you do something wrong.
Right.
And just wait till that happens. Just wait till that happens. A lot of people wonder why I'm anonymous on the internet, and I'm just like, how can you speak freely at all on the internet if they have your face?
That's right.
No, because in China they already have the facial recognition system tied to your social credit score and your wallet.
Yeah.
So imagine I'm over here talking about the lizard people on YouTube. Yeah. They just see my ass in New York City, Times Square, and they implement the social credit score system. They're like, fuck this dude. You can't get a pizza. Yeah. And I'm a New Yorker, bro. I need my New York pizza when I'm in Times Square.
That's it. I love it.
So imagine, because I'm talking shit about lizards, I can't eat pizza in New York. That's a shit existence, bro. So
that's funny. That's funny as heck. Let me ask you this before we get out of here. Yeah. Your thoughts on the upcoming elections. How important are they to the future of crypto?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm very concerned. Generally speaking, I think both of our options are awful for America. But from a global perspective, this is a year where the most elections all time are happening in the same year.
Okay.
So what I am more than anything is I'm someone that understands that with change comes opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not good at helping guide people through normal times. That's not what I'm great at. I'm great at showing people a path through the chaos. That is that is what I am good at. Darwin said it's not the strongest of the species that survives, it's the most adaptable.
That's right.
I'm one of the most adaptable people you ever meet in your life, and I can see things coming from a mile away. I don't care who wins. I think either way, all hell is breaking loose. I don't care who wins. I really don't. I think that under Trump, Ripple got sued specifically, and under Biden, there's an anti-crypto army.
Yeah.
Right. So I think either way, I don't support either side of the two-party dictatorship. I don't care. I don't care. I think in regards to politicians making laws, they need to get all the scams out, but allow the cryptos to thrive. But I already think they chose the winners and losers.
Yeah,
I already think that for the most part. Like maybe some random companies pop up, but for the most part, they know who's going to survive. Like, dude, 99.9% of these scams need to go away. I don't want to sift through page 3082 on CoinMarketCap for shitcoin. Like, enough is enough.
But you're talking about what we've all heard since I've been in this space, and that is 90% of the stuff that's out there won't even be around tomorrow. And I think
99.
Yeah,
it's not even. It's so much garbage.
So much garbage. And the thing is, they're not focusing on the garbage. They're focusing on the main thing. You know, they're keeping the main thing, even though it's full of corruption, there's scandal, and obviously they got an agenda. But at the end of the day, I think everything just gets washed away. So that's why they're not focusing on the dumb things that are out there, because they realize that they won't be able to survive. They definitely, I mean, look at Library. Library couldn't survive.
Library was a legitimate platform.
But they couldn't even afford to fight for their justice. They couldn't even afford to do it, even though they were right.
Like, if you're a library, how do you, out of all the blatant scams, how do you? No, I remember what it was. They said, the SEC said, "Oh, come in to try and comply," and library said, because they're actually like good and honest people, they said, "All right, we'll stroll into the SEC and tell you what we're doing."
Damn thing.
They said they got hit with a pimp slap attack, bro.
That's what happened. Yeah. No, you're spitting facts.
Library's number one advice for crypto was to hide as much shit as you possibly can from the SEC. Wow.
But what did they do?
The number one piece of advice.
What did they do, Bearable Bull? They went in just like Brad. Brad said he went in. Brad Garland says he went in without attorneys. He went in and opened up all the. He goes, "What do I got to hide? Nothing." He went and did exactly what Library did. The difference is Library couldn't fight the fight. That's the only.
They couldn't afford it. Yeah.
They couldn't afford the fight. So, the last thing I'm going to talk about, brother, is your final thoughts. Or that I want you to come up with your final thoughts to anybody that's out there for the first time. Maybe they're learning about who the Bearable Bull is for the first time, or just anything you want to say as we bring this down.
Yeah, as far as me, dude, I'm the most normal, regular dude in the world. You could call me aggressively average if you'd like.
I love it. I love it.
I mean that wholeheartedly. I'm a man of God first and foremost, and everything else is secondary. I don't I genuinely believe we can all make an impact if we just continue to pave a way forward for ourselves. A lot of us have something of value to share in the world. We just haven't been told to provide it. And, I hope that I'm the encouragement you all need in order to start. I mean, now when I first started my channel, I was making YouTube videos from string headphones on a $400 laptop in a public library because I didn't have a place to stay anywhere at the time, and I just said aggressively average content all the time, and boom, people were like, "All right, I like this guy. Let's listen to what he had to say." So now I'm one of the more watched XRP creators in the world, and hopefully after this lawsuit is said and done, a lot of people are freed from it, and I could help the world in whatever other way. But it starts with just an effort and belief on your part, and seeing the life you want to live before anyone else can. I believe everyone deserves their dream life, and it starts with a vision and constant action. So
amen, brother. Amen to that, brother. I love it.
And I feel like you're an example of that yourself as well. I feel that.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you in a major way, big time. And I got a request from someone in the group that they want you to do your outro. But before we do
God, I wasn't prepared for this. This right here. This is gonna require 589 XRP from everyone. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, brother, you look, before you do that, because you're a legend. I mean, you're not the average guy. You're a legend in this game. And before you do that, I'm going to ask everybody to do me a huge personal favor. Go back over, follow my brother on his YouTube, Bearable Bull. You can see guys right here, amazing above average content. Is that how you say it? Above average content. I love it. And then also go over to his X page, which would be right here. It would be at the Bearable Bull. Make sure you guys go over it and support and follow my brother there. And then also, if you want to know everything that's going on with him and all his platforms, go over to the Bearable Bull on Linktree. You can see everything here from YouTube to his mentorship program. He's got tax software, Instagram, just all fans only, just incredible. And do me a huge favor, guys. Make sure you guys tune in later this evening because I was actually double booked for today. So tonight we'll be at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on with Good Morning Crypto. So you guys make sure you tune in for that a little bit later today and go over to our Crypto4Life page, guys, and make sure that you show your love and support. Hit the subscribe notification bell so you guys don't miss any of the incredible bullish content that we have, second to none interviews with some of the most brilliant minds in this space, which is why we have the Bearable Bull on the show. So with that being said, my brother, let's hear that outro, if you don't mind, as we get up out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Thanks a lot, brother.
My man, the myth, the legend, the Bearable Bull. Guys, until next time, it's your boy James, aka 68J. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Much love.
Much love, brother.